just kind of touch the screen, so it'll focus at the screen. There, perfect. Okay. I don't know what the problem is right now, but I got a good shot of it earlier, so go ahead and just start. Oh, there you go.
Alright, so I'm going to put all the sample names. So there's BU, SB, BO, LG, PT, CL, HB, SP, RG. And then we have extraction blank, and that's it. Then we go to this tab up here to the left, right there, assign targets, and we're basically going to set up the standard curve. So this orange button down here says set up, define and set up standards. So you put the starting concentration of your standard here. So that was 1 times 10 to the 5th. So 1 10 to the 5th, and we did a serial factor of 1 to 10, and we have 5 points. So the first input here is 5, because we have 5 dilutions, and there's triplicates. It originally assigns wells to the standard, assuming that you did it horizontally across the plate, but we did it differently. So you toggle the option here that says let me select wells, and then you say where you put your standard curve. So I did it in triplicate here from A to E, and 1, 2, 3. And then click apply.
Okay, click apply.
And then it applies it, and then you press close. And you see how it's done it on your plate setup here. Now you have to set up everything else. So basically we have our no template control here. Over here to the left, up here is where I'll click goal to TACMAN. Those are the targets. So if you had more than one assay on the plate, they would be here. It's not focused. But anyway, basically you highlight the wells on the plate setup here that you want to assign goal to TACMAN to. So we can do that first. So you can see, so we had samples all up in here. So I'll go back over here and click them. It assigns the assay to it. We had 2 more samples here. And then we had the extraction blank here. And the next thing you need to do is to assign each sample to the wells. So this guy down here at the bottom left was the negative control, the no template control. There's an option for it over here on the left-hand side. U stands for unknown, S stands for standard, and N is negative control. So I'll hit the N, and it now assigned N, negative control of goal to TACMAN to these bottom left here. You can see where it assigned the standard curve that it has the orange S. And then all of the other wells, it has the blue U for unknown. So you can see how it says unknown. So now I'm going to assign each sample, and basically you highlight the wells and then you hit over here on the left hand side each sample that it is. So it has BU, SB, BO, etc. So BU is there, SB, BO, LG. This is not right. Gosh. Okay. So we've assigned the target, the assay, to all of the wells that we used. We assigned the standard, 1 to the 10 to the 5th, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have negative control here, and we have all the samples. I'm just going to quadruple check it against my own personal layout. So BU, SB, BO, LG, PT, LO, TL, HB, SP, RG, extraction blank. And next is the run method. So that's over here on the left hand side. So you click run method. Can you turn it off? I'm gonna see, or is it bad? Should I make it dimmer?
That's okay.
Okay, so now on the left hand side I'm gonna do the run method. This is not how the default comes. It's there's a step here in the holding that I actually deleted. So basically your thermal cycle is assay specific, so you want to make sure that you check the thermal cycle for each of the assays before you actually press run, because it does put a default in there and you want to change it depending on the published optimized thermal protocol.
And where should we look up that?
So that would be
protocol?
Here in the Dropbox. So here's Dropbox, and there's a thing, SIP SOPs, core SOPs, and then you would
Whichever one's there. Okay.
pick all, and yeah, it would be in here. It basically says pre-denature, so go straight to 95 degrees for 15 minutes, and it has all the times and whatnot and number of cycles. So we are going to change in the cycling part that there's going to be 95 degrees for 15 seconds and then 62 degrees for 1 minute. And so this guy is, the default is 60, so we're going to change it to 62. So you just click on it and you can change it. And then for 1 minute you just press tab to get out of there. And you do 40 cycles, you change the number of cycles up here. So it's already at 40, and then up here you want to change the volume. The default goes to 20 microliters, and we have 25 because we did 23 microliters of master mix plus 2 microliters of DNA. So now let's press save. Save it on desktop, SIP data, qPCR, Topanga, and then it has a default name here because I named it earlier, and I'm just going to keep it in the Topanga file in the folder. And now I'm just going to quadruple check everything before I put it in the machine. So my experiment name is such and such, 96 wells, quantitation standard curve, TACMAN reagents, standard run, plate setup is right, negative control, run method 40 cycles, 25 microliters, press save. And now we're going to put the plate into the machine. So hold down the sides, take the white sides off.
With the plastic film.
Keep the plastic film on, but take the sides off. This opens up like so. This is an old plate. This will get thrown out. Put this guy in. You have to make sure that you are corresponding the A through H and the 1 through 12 in the proper orientation, because if you put it in the wrong way, obviously it's reading the wrong samples. I think the edge of this plate is in such a way that if you tried to put it here, you would know that you were putting it in the wrong orientation, but just always quadruple check that. Close this drawer, and then you basically press on the top right here, start run. And it shows here that it's starting to run. This guy will move up right here. In a minute. And once this guy goes up, and you see that it says that the plate is heating up, and that the screen has lit up, and it shows that it's going through the process, that you know you're good. I would like it to say time remaining in a minute. I think it's getting to that point. Yeah. Yeah, so it says it has an hour and 13 minutes remaining. So, and that is qPCR with Kate. Cleaning up after your qPCR run, and you're hoping for everything to be epic. And the standard solutions are meaningless now because you're not going to use them again. So these guys get thrown out. I'll find the trash in a minute. But these DNA samples, you're gonna want to hold on to them. So just put like a little tick mark so you know that they've been used and that they don't have 10 microliters, that they probably have at best 4. And then you just put them back into their freezer box, into the -20. The primers and the probes are in their big volumes right now, and I'm gonna probably go back into the PCR station and aliquot them into maybe 200 microliter aliquots, or something like that, so that we have them in such a way. But I'll do that once the UV is done in there. And then the gull, the standard at 10 to the 7th, you want to also put a little tick mark on that guy, because you'll put him back in the freezer. This guy is 10 to the 6th is garbage. And the Quantatech Master Mix, you'll also put a tick mark and put that back into the freezer box. And that's it.